What's up? This is your man Dre Mack, and on this particular episode, I'm going to talk about day number 5 of the Jonathan Majors trial. The alleged accuser testifies. Oh, I know y'all can't wait to hear about this, but the real question is, all right, so on yesterday, the alleged accuser, Stephanie McMahon Hemsley, she got on the stand. Now, this portion was not preceded into evidence. So she's given a testimony of what happened, how they met, how was the relationship, that particular thing. This was what she was on the stand for, and this is the prosecution asking her these questions. Today, the defense actually has a chance to go ahead and cross-examine and talk about her relationship and everything, just like the prosecution says. So this information, again, shout out to Danny Does Law in Policy and Practice. She's been doing an excellent job being on the front lines, being in the courtroom, talking about what's going on in this case. And if you see the link above me, you know that she had an excellent conversation with my man Chillmonger. So make sure you guys are checking that video out. So let me give you all the highlights of what happened via Danny Does Law. Let's go. On the night in question, they were coming from a night at a play at BAM, Brooklyn Academy of Music, and dinner at a Japanese restaurant. Jonathan hired a car service to take them to and from the entire night. The vehicle was a late model black Cadillac Escalade. Stephanie McMahon Hemsley testified she demanded to see messages, grabbed the phone with both hands to turn her back towards him, the left of the passenger side doors to secure the phone with both hands. Clarification on the text that set it off, Jonathan was not who sent the "I wish I was kissing you right now" text. It was Cleopatra. He wasn't expecting me to take it, and he tried and failed to pry the phone out of my hands, Stephanie McMahon stated. No, I observed Jonathan sharing notes with his team during this time. As part of the testimony, they objected to leading questions and McMahon Hemsley not answering the question at hand. When questioned about any pain she felt from the alleged injury, she kept referring to adrenaline and shock, and repeatedly stated that she was more concerned about who this girl is and finding out than any pain she was in. She testified she hit his arm and his shoulders as he sat in his chair. She denied scratching Jonathan in the face or arm. Jonathan ordered the driver to stop the car and proceeded to try and exit the Escalade. This is where the people played all the video in question, ones the public saw and others never before seen. As Jonathan exits the vehicle, you can see Stephanie McMahon Hemsley right behind him. On his side of the car, she was seated on the passenger driver's side. She moved over to his side to follow behind him. When asked why she got out after the alleged assault, she stated she wasn't focused on anything but the infidelity. The video evidence shows Jonathan trying to keep her in the car and away from following him. It is clear she is fighting to get out, and he's trying to restrain her to keep her inside. McMahon Hemsley claims she didn't fight back, but the video shows otherwise. She stated, "He was trying to get me off of him and trying to get me not to follow him." Video evidence shows Jonathan is unsuccessful after 3 tries to keep her in the car, so he runs up the street to get away from her. McMahon Hemsley testifies he kind of was running away. The video evidence shows Stephanie McMahon Hemsley running after Jonathan for what seems like a good 5 to 6 city blocks for probably a couple of minutes. The surveillance jump from location to location included, but not limited to, a parking lot, ended with McMahon Hemsley lost him and couldn't find him anymore and stopped in front of a building on Lafayette Street where she met the bystander she told about having her phone and purse and ultimately went clubbing and dancing with. Video is shown without sound of McMahon Hemsley talking to the passerbyers in the front of the Lafayette Street building. When asked over and over about any pain she felt from the alleged assault, McMahon Hemsley stated she was still worried about who's that girl. It didn't register into my nervous system. McMahon Hemsley talked in circles about not seeing the injuries on herself when asked McMahon Hemsley claimed at the time that she was speaking to the passerbyers, she felt scared of him. Yet the video surveillance shows her approaching him as he passes by and recommenced running after him out of frame. McMahon Hemsley testified she only followed him again because he still was her boyfriend, had no explanation, and needed keys. Despite the fact that McMahon Hemsley felt scared of him, she asked him to get back into the Cadillac Escalade and testified that Jonathan was kind of calm and she kept insisting on seeing the text message. She stated he sat in the back row and was quiet. Video is shown of the Escalade parked on the corner with the hazard lights flashing. McMahon Hemsley testified she pulled his shirt and a button came off. Jonathan told her, "You can have the car, I'm going to a hotel," and then he ran away again. When asked why didn't she just go home, McMahon Hemsley testified that she didn't want to be alone into an empty apartment, so she went with Chloe, one of the passerbyers at the Lafayette building. Today's testimony wrapped up with her taking account of her activities at the club and birthday party she went with Chloe and Shem. A picture of the three of them were passed around in an attempt to show her injured finger. She also admitted to signing receipts for drinks and still could do things with alleged injured hand. McMahon Hemsley also admitted to using two hands and two cellular devices to try to call an Uber using a hotspot for one of the other phones. McMahon Hemsley admitted to drinking champagne and shots of tequila. She also admitted that she got to the point where, as a woman, she was nervous about drinking any further and decided to go home. When asked about her state of mind, she testified that she was thinking, "I'm going to be okay without him," and that her independence was coming back. Court adjourned at this point, where surveillance video of her entering the apartment building lobby. All right, so we heard everything that Danny provided for us, and shout out to her being in the courtroom. Shout out to Chill and Pam Entertainment for their conversations with Danny on this subject. Now, everything that you guys heard, from Danny's point of view, she said there was a lot of crying, a lot of sobbing, and not answering the questions directly. So want to keep that in mind, because when the defense cross-examines her, again, this information is not going into evidence, but they are showing different things from the timeline to try to get a clear understanding of what's going on. But she did say and state multiple times she kept running away from the questions, she was chasing after, Jonathan Majors. If your finger and you're injured and you have, I understand adrenaline. I play football. I get that. But at a point in time where you're calm, like when she was calm on tape, when she was talking to them, you'll realize your finger is dislocated, it's broken, it's hurt, something. You will notice that you have blood coming from the back of your ear. These are the things that they said that she was injured by. So there's a lot of stuff that I'm kind of giving the people's eyebrow about, like, really? But again, what do you guys think? Make sure you put it in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can never, ever, ever miss one of my videos again. Until next time, I'll holler at you guys later. Peace and vibe higher.